spoken word presentation for Terra from Breadboard. Let's give them a round of applause.
Excited to be here. I'm Ben, this is David. We're Breadboard, so we're kind of the opposite of the last guys. We are programmers that have no idea how to do any kind of art. So we teamed up with a guy to do our concept art, and then we teamed up with some students from Full Sail to do the 3D modeling. And so let me tell you a little bit about Terra. So right after Pokemon Go came out, we started playing, and it's super fun, but we got bored with it pretty quickly just because there's not a whole lot to do. So we pretty much immediately, it was 3 weeks after that game came out, we said, why don't we try to make a game? Why don't we try to make a location-based game that has some depth to play? And it was David's idea initially. He said, what if we had like a tower defense game that was in the real world? And we kind of launched from there, and we really ended up on something that's closer to like an MMORTS that's in the real world. I'll let David talk about our humble beginnings here.
Yeah, did you mention 20% time?
I did not. No.
Okay, so at Breadboard we have this policy for developers where 20% of their time has to be something that they just want to do. So it can be almost any project as long as we say it's okay. And so I had this idea, and so we said, let's try it, it's approved. And so I spent 2 weeks, I kind of had some 20% time built up, and I made a little, kind of, sorry about my audio, can you mute this? Can't mute it. Good. So I made a little kind of demo of the app. So it's in a browser. Just gonna keep playing some of that. It took 2 weeks to develop this, and I'll let this one go all the way through. Basically what you do is you build towers wherever there's a real building in the real world. And you can attack them. In this version you use ducks, and when the ducks got the tower, they would attack the tower and eventually explode it. It was terrible, but it was enough, and enough people liked it that we decided let's do this. Let's make a real game, and that's how Terra got started.
So
Never seen action.
to tell you a little bit about Terra. So we wanted to have a really meaningful and deep connection to the real world. So that's when we decided we needed to start working with property data. So we went through tons of iterations for how to get the data, and we ended up landing on a company that we're actually buying the data from. So every place a building exists in the real world is where you can build a building in the game. So you've got like defensive towers. So right now we'll be starting the game. You've got 3 different types of towers. So you've got like a basic tower that's kind of all around. You've got like a long-range sniper kind of tower. You've got a short-range kind of machine gun type of tower. And they've got their strengths and weaknesses. They've all got a wide enough range around them that they can defend quite a few properties next to them. So you can also build resource-generating buildings and some research buildings. So the way you start building your base out is just wherever buildings exist. So a place like a neighborhood is a really cool place to start building out a base. The other thing that we really wanted to do is I really did not want to have a separate battle screen when you actually attack. And this is, for me, a really exciting part of this. So when you want to attack a building, you don't go into a separate game screen or like an instance where you either fail or succeed at taking it and then it shows up on the world map. You just send it right there on the world map. So what that means is if you're walking around somewhere and somebody next to you is attacking a building, you're going to see their troops on the map just walking towards the building and shooting at it, and the building's shooting back at them. And you can react to it in real time right there. So that's how it's kind of like an MMORTS in that sense. So there is 3 teams overall, and I don't have time to go into the backstory, but there are the humans, there's an alien race called the Oryu, and there's a robot kind of AI race called the IO. And you can choose any one of these 3 teams to play as, and it will be basically a global war for those 3 teams. So character design. This part we had a ton of fun with. We went back and forth on whether we wanted to have generic troops that are just called like a machine gunner, or we kind of started with like a League of Legends type of minion paradigm when we were originally starting. And then we evolved into something that we thought would be a lot more rich and just fun, where we had personalities for all of the troops that you use. So we're launching the game with 9 troops initially. It's just 3 from each of the teams. And they all have names and a little backstory, and we got like voices for them all. We started off with, we went through tons of iterations of just design and all these design ideas we had. And I'm going to go to the next slide. This was one of the directions for the alien faction, the Oryu. And we ended up landing on like a 3-legged kind of design where they have like a tail. It's kind of like a 3rd leg, so sort of kangaroo-ish. So here's the 9 characters that we're just going to start the game with. We got 3 for each of the factions there. Here's kind of where we landed on the artwork. So there's Junior, there's 7. And then, okay, so the next thing. So we start getting into 3D animation. This is fun. So we started with this guy. This guy's name is Clutch. He's on the IO team. He's their long-range guy. So our idea initially was, you got this guy that's on 1 wheel, he's zooming around, and then when he wants to shoot, these things fold out, they dig into the ground, and he bends forward and it just shoots. And then once we put it into 3D and animated it, we were like, that doesn't look like quite like something we should do. So we tried to fix it, and it got worse. So we're like, okay, we're gonna have to do something else. So we landed on this. We're like, okay, that's acceptable. That you can figure that out. So yeah, the 3D animation, this is our first time doing 3D animation, so we've got the students from Full Sail that are giving us 3D assets, and we're putting them in Unity and animating them in there. Super fun.
Let's get to the next one. I think it's going to go loud. Can't mute it for some reason, so. Okay. So, towers. I'm going to talk about towers. So, we have 30 unique towers in the game, which is a lot to do. So they all have their own unique looks and functions, and they shoot different ways and have different stats about their health and their shield. And that takes a lot of effort and a lot of time. And on top of it, because of what Ben mentioned about the towers interacting just in the real world, like not in an instance, that causes kind of a problem, because we have towers that have attack ranges that could go out to, I don't know, 100 meters or something like that. And that could intercept or intersect with another tower. And maybe that tower is about to die, but because there's a tower here, this tower kills the troop that was going to explode that tower. And that tower now has the opportunity to kill a troop that's about to kill another tower. And theoretically, this could chain, or we call it kind of the butterfly effect, like across an entire continent, which is kind of a huge problem. If someone could figure out how to do that, it would melt servers. Like, that would be thousands of towers. There's something like 20,000 towers currently built here in Orlando. And if all those interacted, then that could be a huge problem. So we optimized it as best we could, and we have it down so that in kind of a busy area, it takes about 20 to 50 milliseconds to resolve a game state and send it down. Don't have time to go into it. It's complicated, but if you want to talk to me about it. I love talking about this stuff. So I'll be over there at our table after we're done.
Cool. So we are in our first round of closed beta at the moment, meaning we've launched it to about 70 of our friends we're all playing. Everybody has it on their phones, and we're testing things and we're iterating. And attack mechanics are really basic right now, but we're working on getting a lot more in. Total people signed up for our beta is about 3,700 that have signed up. We haven't opened up to any more than the 70 yet, but tonight we're opening up to all of you guys. So yeah, everybody here will be over there. You can go and get it on your phone and start playing with us. So we'll have a couple guys set up over there on their laptops. You just come over and give us your email address, and we'll get it going on your phone for you, and you can join us.
So it is still pretty buggy, and not all the art's in there, but we figure you guys were like the perfect audience for this. So we'll have a Discord server set up so that you guys can give us feedback, or you can just email us directly if you want.
Cool, and then we have a Kickstarter going right now. We launched on Saturday. If you want to check it out, go to terramango.com/Indienomicon. It'll take you there to our Kickstarter campaign. You can see the full video that we showed the beginning of in the beginning. So, awesome. That's it. Any questions? Yes?
Why is it called Terra Mango?
It's part of the backstory. So, I'll give you the brief thing is there's a kid named Daniel back in the 30s? Somewhere around the 30s. His father was involved in a secret government project called Terra Mango. That's all I'll give you for now. I don't have too much time.
We can talk after.
Yeah, I can tell you after.
And also, what does this sign mean?
A sign?
Yeah, like.
The logo? The icon?
Okay, so a mango is a type of hummingbird that actually looks like that. And it's something that we kind of came up with our artist, and his tail's got some roads in it, kind of in the background. That's what it is. It was the logo for the secret government project as well. Yes?
Available for all systems?
Yes, we're launching an Android and iPhone. It's on Android and iPhone now.
Any other questions? All right, thank you guys very much.
Thanks.